2012 ABL Finals.
Obviously, both teams are evenly matched. I think San Miguel's got a deeper lineup in terms of the locals, but Indonesia's got better imports, and I think it'll go down to 3 games. And with San Miguel being the home court team, I think they're gonna gut it out in 3 games.
My expectations for the final series, I believe, is the Indonesia Warriors will win the series in 2 or 3 games. I think they're a little more athletic and tougher down in the block than San Miguel. Although tonight's game, San Miguel are playing very well. The Singapore Slingers will get back into practice in December 2012 in preparedness for the 2013 ABL season.
Although finishing below the Beermen in the regular season standings, it's the Warriors who seem to be the favorites to claim the title this year. No matter for the Beermen, as they still hold home court advantage as we get ready to tip things off at Ynares Sports Arena in the Philippines. Indonesia off to another hot start. Steve Thomas over to Mario Wisang, and just like that, the Warriors are on the board. The Beermen don't waste any time either, as Nick Fazekas hits it over Thomas on the other end. Here's the much-anticipated matchup. Stan Pringle goes to work on Chris Banchero in the post, and he gets it to go to tie it at 4. Banchero, unfazed, goes all the way down the floor. He asks for the rock, and he takes the lead right back with a jumper in the lane. Moments later, Pringle, who recently signed a 2-year extension with the Warriors, grabs the steal and runs it in for the score, tying it at 6. But once again, the Beermen answer back, and it's Chris Banchero again, this time with a nice look to Nick Fazekas for the easy basket. The Beermen take the lead right back.
Inside, and Fazekas hit his first 2 shots, which bodes well.
Then on the defensive end, Banchero all over Pringle to try and deny him the easy basket.
Ball game, of course, Nick Fazekas is going to do a lot of damage to the defense here of the Indonesian Warriors.
Pringle working against Banchero. Evan Brock on a drive, pulls up.
The Warriors pick up the intensity, and they take a 2-point lead after this fast break finish.
As Thomas intercepts, will drive, and the follow by Pringle.
That time around, of course,
but Banchero evens things back up at 10 with this jump shot.
From outside, yes.
What the answer, Pringle's making his presence.
The Warriors make another push as Pringle hits one from beyond the arc.
You guys said he's comfortable here in the gym. He's going early in the first quarter.
And Mario Wisang finds Thomas down low to stretch the lead to 5. Coach Bobby Parks calls timeout to talk things over.
Size and strength advantage that whole possession. Ran down the middle of the floor, put Duke Cruz right under his back. And a good
his pep talk seems to fire up his squad as Fazekas follows up his own block shot.
And Fazekas follows. That's a heads-up play by Fazekas. Follow up. Block back by Brock and get 2 points.
Well, the thing about Nick Fazekas is not exactly athletic, but he is a very, very...
Then Leo Avenido hits the long ball to bring them back to within 1.
Avenido, and he cans the 3-pointer. Avenido ice cold the first 2 games of the semifinals. He got it going from downtown.
A Beermen free throw ties it at 16, and Duke Cruz pulls down a huge rebound. Quickly gets it down the court to Roger Yap, and they take a 2-point lead.
Getting on his horse for the layup.
Great penetration.
Closing minutes of the first, a broken play leads to an open Steve Thomas underneath, and he ties the game at 18.
In position for the tomahawk jam.
Veteran point man Fräulein Bagyan finds Duke Cruz as he goes upstairs for the alley-oop slam and pulls the Beermen ahead.
Not a better point guard in the ABL throwing that.
Locked at 20 apiece with under a minute left in the first, and Jarek Cañada puts the Warriors ahead with a corner three.
But you know, he's getting that three because of the great split on
Then
the
he
ball.
leaves it for Stan Pringle, who drains one from the outside, and he ends the quarter with 14 points. Warriors take a 6-point lead after one.
Fine, 1 point guard to another. Nice pass by Cañada to win.
Big defensive presence by the Warriors as they open the second with a couple of huge blocks in the paint, and they stretch their lead to 9.
Blocked by Thomas.
Junmar Fajardo finally puts an end to the Warrior run with this offensive putback.
Score for the 6'7" Junmar Fajardo.
But Indonesia clicking on all cylinders as Evan Brock gets this short jumper to go.
Calls glass and gets it to go.
Just a little too much space there.
Then watch Jarek Cañada
Yada on a drive.
picks up his miss and finds a slashing Brock who throws it down in the lane to make it a double-digit lead.
In a basket. And Bobby Parks has seen enough with the Indonesia Warriors going up by 11. Cañada connecting.
Things continue to get worse for the Beermen as Pringle dances his way through the lane, doesn't get the lay-in, but Steve Thomas is there to clean up. Warriors up by 13 at this point.
Thomas stayed with the play, puts it back. That's an and one for Thomas. They're just bullying.
Duke Cruz loses the handle, and the ball goes the other way to Evan Brock, and he finishes with a double pump. Warriors lead up to 14 halfway through the second quarter.
Thomas out. You gotta be able to This is down by a huge finish to the gun.
Jumping down inside, Avenito spotted. The shot clock gets nothing but net.
Nice base possession right there. Get a three at the end of the shot clock.
3:10 to go in the first half.
Duke Cruz elevating in the lane to keep the Warriors from running away with the lead.
If only he can do a lot of those in this ball game. But of course,
But Pringle finds Brock out of the double team, and Indonesia has a chance to make it 14 after this 3-point opportunity.
Down the middle, count it. He'll go to the line on continuation.
However, the San Miguel Beermen, no strangers to big game pressure, spark another run late in the second quarter.
And Brock left immobile.
Leo Avenito cuts the lead back down to single digits after a couple of back-to-back baskets.
this is what I was talking about. Leon Benito's got to get himself involved.
Back on for Fajardo. And Steve Thomas let him go in. Brady committed another foul. And one. Quiet first half. Now we're running for Duke Cruz.
Within the final 2 minutes of the second quarter, the Beermen cut down their 14-point deficit, and they head into halftime down by 5.
Certainly we have to come out with a high level of intensity in the second half, same way we started the game. San Miguel's a very good team, especially in the second half, so we've got a lot of basketball left to play. We're just going to come play as hard as we can.
Welcome back to the ABL Highlights program, and we pick up Game 1 action here in the second half. The Beermen continue to ride their late first half momentum and start the third with a couple of unanswered baskets.
Yeah, for Fazekas, a little delay there. He knew he had Brock on his back.
Well, this is really poor transition.
Stan Pringle has seen enough, and he takes matters into his own hands to break the Warrior drought.
A 14-point lead for Indonesia. Reduced all the way to 1. Stan Pringle through by San Miguel Beermen. Cutting Avenito underneath. Roger Yap waited on him. And hit him in full stride. Rock. Salonsong. Just outside the lane.
And off and running is Duke Cruz. Heads up playing a great line.
Fast-paced action back and forth throughout the third quarter. But it's Duke Cruz who breaks the tie with this huge two-handed fast break finish.
Wow. Well, he was really up there. Duke Cruz.
Steve Thomas trying to answer and does. Body flying, no foul at all. Here's Salonsong.
A couple of baskets by Stephen Devon Thomas, and once again he puts the Warriors ahead.
Thomas with one hand flushes it.
That's going to be a tough matchup for Duke Cruz down there.
Then Alan Salangsang makes it a 5-point lead as he hits the open shot from the outside.
He connects.
Just a heads-up play by Evan. Seeing the floor, making the extra.
On the break again, Salangsang finds Evan Brock to stretch the lead to 7 halfway through the third, and that leads to another Beermen timeout.
Scores and
Beermen are known for rising from the ashes in the second half. The coaches and defense didn't like that earlier with respect to ball to avoid those turnovers. And a more running the ball, they've been following each other so far. So let's just hope their intensity will get that crucial win back to you.
more, and then lost the handle. Banchero on the follow, so Cruz can't convert the bucket, but Aludley gets it over to Banchero for the Duke.
Great presence of mind that time around.
No one able to get in front of Brock as he puts it down with this power move in the lane.
Where did that come from? Blocked by Thomas.
Then off this block, watch Jarrett Cañada as he cruises in for the layup.
He's going to be able to take care of that basketball. Everybody should get it.
But the Beermen don't let up, and they quickly get it down the court to Nick Fazekas, who answers back on the other end.
He goes to the right side. One-handed floater is good.
There's that unorthodox game. 6-11 off the
A
dribble.
close quarter for both sides as they keep the lead under 7 throughout the third.
Brock is step late, and they're going to call Evan Brock on a foul. That really hurts Indonesia as Cruz looks to complete the three-point play.
I don't recall.
And once again, the Beermen finish out the quarter strong as Chris Banchero hits this layup at the buzzer to bring them to within 1 heading into the fourth.
Third quarter ends.
Into the final quarter of play, and the Warriors come out firing, going on a 6-point run to start the fourth and building the lead back up to 7.
In rhythm, Thomas, big offensive rebound and put back. Salonsong, left side, knocked out by Cruz. Here's Banchero.
Good hands by Utah.
Gets it just right.
Both sides struggling to take control of the game,
Cruz and Thomas sharing a lap to bring them up the floor.
but Brock banks one in to make it a 5-point Warrior lead.
Brock getting a hit spot and going off the window. Making 68-63. Check that, 70-63.
The lead is back up to 7 again after this tough reverse layup by Pringle. Warriors back in the driver's seat.
Oh, wow. And gets it to go! An amazing reverse by Stanley Pringle.
Good shot already, but still making that basket.
But not for long as Froilan Bagyan connects with Duke Cruz for the hoop and the harm, slowing down the Warrior momentum.
Delivery. Cruz with the finish, and he's at the line with a three. Thomas, yeah, he just bullies his way. Duke Cruz, yeah, he'll come up with it. Suddenly, the Beermen have a 3-on-1. Converted by Banchero, and it's a one-back. Salonsong online. And gets the shooter's roll.
Break that time around.
Into the final minutes of the game now, the Beermen start to mount their comeback run. Duke Cruz hits the tough shot and cuts the lead to 3. Then Froilan Bagyan is left unguarded on the outside, He steps up huge for the Beermen and hits his only shot of the game, but it's a big three which ties things up at 77 with under 3 minutes remaining. Then Nick Fazekas caps off the run with the basket and the foul on the other end, and that gives the Beermen a 3-point lead.
Fazekas in the middle.
Indonesia is unable to answer back from the outside.
Kanyata for three, it's short. Pringle gathers. Salazar right down the middle.
But the league's leading rebounder comes up with the offensive putback and the foul.
With a three-point play opportunity.
3 shots at
Thomas goes on to miss the free throw, but Indonesia has another chance to take the lead.
Indonesia and Salazar stacks them.
Poor offensive sequence leads to this play on the other end.
Two poor decisions by Indonesia on that last possession. There was no reason to hurry those shots. Now it's Avenito at the other end. Fazekas gathers.
Duke Cruz gets fouled, and he goes to the line, and the Beermen take a 4-point lead after his made free throw. The Warriors, though, still within striking distance with under a minute remaining. Stan Pringle gets fouled, and he goes to the line to shoot 2. He hits both his free throws to cut the lead back down to 2.
81, Beermen. 42 seconds to play in Ynares Sports Arena in this Game 1 of the AirAsia AEL Finals.
But with less than half a minute left, Nick Fazekas gets the friendly roll and puts them up by 2 possessions.
Catches, shoots, and hits.
Time running out for the Warriors now as Brock pulls them back within 2 with this bank shot to give his team one last chance.
0.9 seconds, 85-83.
Now Pringle is forced to foul Avenito on the next inbound, and Avenito leaves the door open by hitting only 1 of 2 from the line. So Indonesia with a chance to tie the game as the seconds tick away. They get it to Mario Wisang, who gets a great look but hits the back iron, and they lose a tough battle, allowing the San Miguel Beermen to secure home court advantage throughout the series as they drop Game 1 by a final score of 86-83. The series heads to Jakarta, where the Warriors look to avoid elimination at home and force a third and final game. Here are the Beermen on today's hard-fought win.
The leadership, that's it. The leadership. I played 2 years on the ABL. That's why I played two finals and I won that 2 championship, right? So leadership, that's why.
The important thing, we got to get off to a good start. Tonight, we didn't really play well at the beginning, but we hung around. So I don't know if that was a little rust, a little championship jitters, but we kept our composure. I think it helped us also with the 3-game series. It helped us to keep our composure going on the stretch.